Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another 6 o'clock live moaning, I suppose it's going to be tonight. After all, we went through the ups of Tuesday night. We are brought straight back down to reality that this team just have not got it, have they? You know, sure, the referee, I thought, should have given a penalty and we should have had a second one and that would have put us 2-1 up and that could have changed the game, but soon as we go down, you know, I don't know, is the fight there? Two disastrous goals. The third and fourth goal were just beyond description for me, really. Morgan Rogers' clearance. I mean, obviously, you know, we lost Thornley, so we got Rogers, you know, back in defence, and he just, you know, hit one 5 yards straight back to them just to bury it. And of course, the fourth goal, it was just a joke, wasn't it? I mean, passing around the back and just losing it, and I don't know what more to say, really, other than that, to be honest. Let's have a look at the comments. It's just depressing. W&G fan says, I'm not going to comment on the match today, except for this, we are going down. Right, okay. Blackpool FC fan says, I have no words. How can we go from a 6-1 win midweek and then a complete shambles? Well, in the second half it was, and, you know, I mean, you know, Mick McCarthy, I'm sorry, but you know, the substitutions you made when we're 3-1 down, for me, they weren't the substitutions, as you'll probably see my rant in the actual match day video later on. The True Red, hello, says, what happened? You know what? I said in the comments, waste of time Tuesday. Yes, exactly. It was a waste of time Tuesday if we didn't win today. 999 Northwest Vids. Hi. I said I couldn't remember your name, so, you know, post me your name, but you weren't able to get us a lucky orange. It doesn't matter about lucky orange arrow. It's got nothing to do with the lucky orange arrow or shirts or underpants or socks or anything else. It's just we are trash, and we've set up that way from the summer. We didn't invest in players. I don't, you know, okay, the wage bills have gone up and everything, as you know, as they're claiming, and we're paying more money, but at the end of the day, we didn't get players in. This is what happens. Thomas Hines says it's not looking good now. No, it's not. Lewis Hughes says it didn't play well, but it's a net gain on the week, +2 on the goal difference, and and a point. Yeah, so, you know, but we're now second off the bottom. I just, at half-time, I was thinking, yeah, you know, we're still playing well, and we're giving it, and it looks exciting. But second half, we were just woeful. Michael from Blackpool said the ref screwed us, red card on the halfway line, and a penalty against Jerry. Well, yeah, that would have changed the game. We said that all along, but we can't keep blaming referees. I'm sick of blaming bloody referees, to be honest. Blackpool FC said half the squad didn't look like they wanted to be there today. Such a difference from Tuesday night. Right, I'm going to put the number to call on the screen now, just to let you all know. There is now new techers involved in this. There is new techers where I will be able to hear what they say, and you won't be able to hear what they say. So I'll be able to cut them off in their prime before they ruin everything. If any idiots want to phone in, so I will be able to speak to them first. So let me just check that that's working right. So I'll put that on there once. Yeah, I can hear myself on there, and yes, that's perfect. So now I can hear myself and I can hear them. Right, we've got a call coming in. Let me just answer that one. Hello, what's your name? Hello. Oh, it's gone. Okay, that's gone. That one's gone. If you want to try that one again, you can call in all you want. Yeah. The new thing is now that before I put people live onto the air, I can talk to them. So you will have to just wait while I just talk to people and just filter out the dickheads that, you know, that do phone up and want to cause trouble on here. You won't be able to hear them anymore. So it'll be pretty pointless if you want to shout stupid stuff or do stupid stuff. It's pretty pointless because I will be able to hear you and it won't go out on the air, which is, I think that's going to solve that problem anyway. Hope so. Hope it will. Back to the comments while I wait for somebody to call in. Oh, Josh, of course, Josh. Right, okay. Oh, we've got Gareth Gerrard coming in. Hello, Gareth. Hi, I'll just put you on air. All right, so you're now on air, so you can talk away. This is Gareth Gerrard. I'm sure you're probably feeling the same as me, that it's just such a disappointment after Tuesday night. We're all, there was a buzz around the ground. I went selling fanzines in the Bloomfield and the Bloomfield Club, and there was just all this positivity. Everybody was thinking that we're going to do well, and then, the referee did. Spoil it a bit for us. I think it was, well, it would have been a red card if it had been us on the halfway line. We'd have got sent off for that. And I thought it was a penalty on Jerry Yates, and he doesn't give it. And then, of course, they get the corner right on half time, and that just took all the wind out of our sails, and we never recovered. Second half, I thought we were poor. I thought the substitutions were poor. I thought Bowler, with 3-1 down, we need somebody like Bowler, to come on, and he brings him on 10 minutes too late. His fourth goal gone, and it's just it's over. So, what were your thoughts on today? Were you there? Of course, were you at the game?
Yeah, I was there, and again, it just seems to be like the masters of our own downfall, Blackpool. I didn't see although we're sat in the west, near to the north, but it looked like when Jerry Yates, I thought, should have had a second penalty, it looked like he took his leg. To me, that's from where I was sat. So I don't know what you got in the south. Well,
it looked a nailed-on penalty from our end. I will look over the footage later and see, but it seemed at the time a definite penalty, and he didn't give it, and the sending off, of course. But
football rules confuse me, because when Morgan Rogers gets brought down and he's homing in on goal, why has the man not been sent off?
No,
I don't get that. And then again, the elbow, that was another one. But I know it's like things happen. Referees' decisions can change games. I'm not making excuses for Blackpool. I thought we were woeful. The second goal, Fiorini daydreaming with the ball. He had loads of time and space. Mick McCarthy was going ballistic at him. He gave the ball away, and he got tackled, and they get a throw in, resulted in a corner. They score. And Mick McCarthy was going crazy at him, and you think, they're just not. They weren't switched on at all, and you've got to be switched on against a team like Coventry. The third goal, embarrassingly poor defending from Rogers. Just stick a leg out, falls beautifully for one of their players. Bang, thank you, 3-1, and you just can't come back from that.
No,
and,
the fourth goal.
The first goal, because there's no one tracking back from midfield. They have loads of time to bang. Another worldie goal, because there's no midfield tracking back.
Yeah, no.
And you can just see the mistakes littered all over the field. And I'm sick there for people saying, we might stay up.
No.
We won't stay up simply because we can't go 2 games. We win a game, then we'll lose it, or we'll draw. We can't go on a run where we can win 2 games on the bounce to get it. We just can't do it.
No,
Time's running out.
Just before the game, I was saying in my sort of pre-match, when I got out of the car, that the Coventry are playing very, very well, and they're a team in form. They really are a team in form, and they brought a massive, that's the loudest, any support come down. It was superb, and we were all praising them, and then they were starting to get a bit on my nerves in the second half, because they were, because they were singing, they got a bit, they were kind of rubbing it in, weren't they? Were going down, and we get battered everywhere we go, and all that. We didn't need that, because we already know all that, so it was. I didn't like them as much, but this thing that that Jane said in the watch along when Medine went off after like 20 odd seconds, that we lose players in the game all the time. They're always being taken off the pitch. Our players are being. They're injured and they're going off the pitch, and that was a massive, Thornley going off there was a disaster for us, because they might not score that first goal if Thornley had been where he should have been, but he's not there, is he? And he's been playing so well, and then Morgan Rogers is clearing in the box, but where Thornley's not there, is he? So it cost us today. He's been our best fullback, really our best centre half. I know Nelson's good, but I thought Nelson and Thornley were playing really well together. We don't get any luck with injuries. It just carries on and on and on and on and on.
And I just think it's going to be, it's like the football gods are just totally against us when it comes to injuries and referees.
Yeah.
And I know what you're saying, you get sick to death of blaming referees, but the referees' decisions, I think, definitely influenced how that game went today. Because for me, Coventry, technically, I think could have been down to 9 men with a penalty. He should have possibly gone off.
Yeah.
And then the elbow.
Was it an elbow? I thought it was actually a punch. It looked like a punch from Art. Was it a punch or an elbow?
Yeah. An elbow, I think it was.
I thought he actually punched him, to be honest. But it was literally right in front of the referee. I mean, the referee was right on it, and he had his card out the minute it happened. So it was bad. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. It was bad. Yeah. And why? If that had been us, that would have been a red. You know that, don't you? Yeah. That would have been a red card.
The first penalty for us, if only the goalie to beat you home in an own goal, you brought down. Then we're all sat there thinking, why is that not a red?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it would have been for us. Yeah. The last man. Yeah, the last man brings him down. Yeah, it should have been. Yeah, it should have been a red card, but strictly by. Yeah. I mean, they don't always give it, but they would if it was us. No, if that had been Blackpool doing that, you would have probably got a red card. But but we know we don't get favours.
On the footballing side of it, Coventry, they were doing. Coventry, that to me, I'm going to put them in the same bracket as Middlesbrough, Sunderland. They break when they get the ball. They break with speed.
They do, yeah.
And they just cut Blackpool to bits.
Yeah, they did.
But if we go down to League One, which I think we will, and I'm not being one of these people who white flags gone up. I'm being a realist. I think we're going down to League One. I think it's past, whatever we do, we're going down. But we need to have a serious Blackpool, whoever they get as a manager in it. I wish we could get someone in the ilk of, say, Mark Robbins. We want a manager who wants to get young lads who can pass a ball from midfield to attack in a blink of an eye. And that's what we want. That's the kind of manager we want and the kind of players we want.
Yeah.
A lot of our players, they haven't got that, I'm afraid.
No, it's just disappointing, isn't it? And it's so disappointing after, all the hope they gave us on Tuesday. And I was saying it, earlier. It was buzzing, around the ground. Everybody was thinking we were going to win before the game, and I thought we were going to win. If I'm being honest, I thought we'd win. We'd win this. And,
I must admit, I went today with hope, thinking
with hope.
That with the spark. But it's like watching Blackpool this season is definitely like being in an abusive relationship. It's like you feel okay 1 minute, and then the next minute you feel like you're getting smacked in the face.
Yeah, I mean, so
I'll be quite glad when the season ends because I'm fed up with it, to be honest.
Jane was saying to Ben and Brett, when we met them in the meeting, one of the points that she was making is that she felt pretty similar to when she stopped writing and everything with the Oystons, because there was just like no hope. I think she did say she just had no hope, and it's not good. For her mental health has been really affected, and she's finding it really, really hard. That's what she was saying to them, and it just feels the same. Where you just feel like, again, there's just no hope. You just can't see any hope, can you? And that's down to the way we've managed everything from the summer onwards. For me, it all started there. From Critch leaving, we've not dealt with it well at all.
If you want to try and give hope, you'd have to say, Preston got beat 4-0 today at Middlesbrough. They had a player sent off. I can't remember if it was DRB, I don't know.
Yeah. So we could get a result at Preston. If we get a result at Preston, you think maybe.
They've been beaten in 7 games, Preston. Now they're back to getting a thumping on the road. We've had a thumping at home. So when we meet, we're both on the back of a thumping.
Yeah.
So I really want to see Blackpool turn up that day and try and do something but they're only they're no good beating Preston at Deepdale if we're going to lose to Cardiff the next game.
Exactly, yeah. We've got to string.
That's what we're doing all the time. So it'd be pointless. So they've got to go and beat Preston away. They've got to go and beat Cardiff at home, and that's to give them some hope. That's a big ask at the moment, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
But we can only hope. But we go down to League One. We've been there before. We just have to get on with it. But they need a clear out at Blackpool if that happens.
Everything looked good, didn't it?
A manager with an idea of how to play football.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
I mean, everything, at the start, I saw the team lineup and I saw that, he's starting with an unchanged team. And, I'd said to people, that's what that's what Dad would always say, don't change a winning team. Because once you've, really, it's all about keeping the shirt, isn't it? So it was really for those players to say, right, go and do it again. And you're in again next week. But they let him, they let him down. Well, they let everybody down today. The players can be responsible for a lot of that, disaster today. I mean, the fourth goal was just like, honestly, I have no words for it. I mean, we just passed it around the back and lost it, didn't we? And just gave them a goal. I mean, it's just, it's frightening.
I do sad, I think some players I won't be sad to see leave, but I'd be gutted if Jerry H goes, if or when, I say probably when we get relegated.
Yeah.
I would love him to stay.
But I can't see him staying.
Can't see him staying because now he's knocked in 2 games. His tally's going up, and I think there'll be a championship side who'll say, we'll take a punt on him. Because if he's in a decent side that creates chances, he could do really well. So it'd be interesting to see who we keep and who we let go. Mr. Medine, I think he's out for the season. His deal is coming to an end, although they have the option to extend. If I were Blackpool, I don't want to sound cruel, but we should say, no, we're not going to extend it. We need, I think we need to just move on and get some new faces and get some life. Yeah. Breathed into Blackpool again for next season. But keep some, but I think we definitely need to get rid of some as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks very much.
Did you see my video earlier on? That I posted this early on, before the game, where I was talking about because one of the things that I picked up on with Ben Mansford, and he said it at the BST meeting. I recorded him on camera saying that on the BST meeting, and also in our meeting with him, and he was quite proud, really, the fact that he feels he's a football fan like us, and he feels the pain. And when the referees don't give us any sort of, he's in there in the referee's face, telling him what he thinks of how they played, really giving them, rock all in that, when he goes and speaks to the referee. And I don't think that's good. I don't think that is a positive. I think really you've got to respect the referee as a club. I think as fans, we can give him all the, you're not fit to referee and all the rest of it, because that's just part and parcel of the game. And the referees expect, to be shouted at by the fans, don't they? But to go in after the game and go after the referee and and basically accuse him of cheating or whatever they're doing, just like just like I would do if if I was talking to him. But I think we have to be above that, and I think that could be going against us, going in, because referees will talk, and you've got to really give referees a good experience and make them enjoy the time here, and not be saying that blooming heck, don't give Blackpool anything. You should have heard what Ben Mansford said to me the other week.
I'll tell you what's not helping as well. Where we sit, I sit in the west stand towards the north. I'm roughly on line with, I'm on row Q, roughly on line with the 6-yard line.
Right.
And in that corner, behind us, in the boxes, a load of Coventry fans, obviously ecstatically happy.
Yeah.
But, when you're 4-1 down or 3-1 down and it looks like we're going down, it's not great to have 30-odd Coventry fans sat behind you. And
no.
Obviously they're happy, but there's a bit of goading going on. And I think,
that could have got nasty, couldn't it?
As soon as this bloody East Stand is built and they get their old flaming executive boxes, get them away from us, because it's not good.
So they were in the box.
It's not a great experience.
Were they in the boxes or in the sponsors' lounge?
It's that lounge. They were sat up in this, I think it's the lounge area. But I mean, you think, why are they up there? You know, it's like, I
Well,
don't know.
yeah, that's one of the
It's not
experiences
great.
I don't actually like going in there because I've gone a few times fully in the sponsors lounge, and for some unknown reason, I'm very unlucky when I go in the sponsors lounge because I'm always surrounded by away fans. I'm always sat with away fans, and I don't like sitting with away fans. I don't. It's not something I enjoy because you can't be yourself because you've got to be mindful of them and and how they're feeling. You've got to be a bit more fair, and you can't be with your tangerine tinted glasses on. And I like to be like that at a match. I like to be totally Blackpool, see it all Blackpool's way, and I don't enjoy that, and that's why I'm not a big fan of the sponsors lounge. It's not something I go in occasionally. It is a bit special when you go in. I do like that, but I wouldn't have a season ticket up there.
I
You know what I mean?
There's just like a few things exchange free because they're looking down and shouting stuff and and you think that should be avoided because they shouldn't be in there.
No,
and I thought if that was Preston North End, you wouldn't have them in there. So what's the difference with Coventry?
No,
I shouldn't be in there.
I don't know how they get in there. I know you can go corporate, can't you? When you go away, it's not like a thing where you can't go corporate. It is a way, but it isn't good, and it isn't good. And like you say, they are maybe then when they do the the other stand that they do think about putting a lounge in there for.
Yeah, well, I hope they do because then obviously they can sit there and enjoy the game with their own fans. But I just think it's not. No. I just don't think it's very well planned and thought out, to be honest. But
I think you're right.
It only takes a few idiots, and you could have something going on in there that you don't want to see.
Yeah, it could get tasty, couldn't it? Yeah, it's not good. Right. Okay.
All right. Anyway.
All right. Speak to you later. Thanks for calling in. Thanks, Gareth. Okay. All right. So that was Gareth. Do ring in if you agree with him. Well, I'm sure you do agree with most of what he said. Somebody says, Seasider says that those 3 pigeons gave their defence more problems than we did. Yeah, it's just we were poor second half, weren't we? Right, this is private number, so I'm going to, again, you won't be able to hear it, but I will answer him. Let's have a look. Hello, what's your name? Hello? Oh, Wayne, you're coming through on a private number. That's why I wasn't answering you. So let me just put you online. I don't know why it's ringing as private number, but okay, let's just... Right, you're on air now. That's it. So it's Wayne. It's coming through as a private number, but I don't know why. But anyway, how are you? I mean, how are you feeling about that today? I mean, we were all happy, weren't we? All buoyant on Tuesday, and we're just back down to earth with a massive bump.
I think I was trying to get into. The kid was playing up at the game, but I watched some of it. In the first 5 minutes, first 10 minutes were kind of attacks, and it looked all right to be fair.
Yeah.
And then when that goal goes, then they kind of just shut up a bit. And they got lucky with a penalty.
Yeah, well, they did get lucky with the penalty.
Sending off, there's another penalty there.
Did you think it was a sending off on the halfway line? I mean, we're a bit of a way away from it, but it was right in front of the referee.
And that, to be fair.
You say again, sorry, Wayne.
I don't think I think we played worse than that, to be fair. I think we've been worse in a lot of other games.
Yeah, we were okay. So we were okay, really, until that third goal went in, and then our heads went, really, and there was no, you could see they were beaten, and the fourth goal was just like it was so poor. It was comical, to be honest. It was. Well, both the second and the third and the fourth goals were both poor. From a defensive. I mean, okay, Morgan Rogers, he's not a defender, and if Thornley had been in, probably Morgan Rogers wouldn't have been clearing that ball, and we'd have got it away. But it was just so bad, just straight back to them to bang in, and the fourth goal. I mean, I couldn't see the corner. Somebody said did it go in direct from the corner? Did it go in direct?
I think I couldn't see from there.
No, we couldn't see from our end either. But no,
I think you said this in earlier games. I didn't really look at it, to be fair, before it happened today. But you said Collingwood should be in midfield, yeah.
Yeah.
And when he was missing that midfielder, we lost.
Yeah.
He was in there. He seems to do a backward job. He seemed a lot better in there. And when Kenny Deal comes on, who seems to lose the ball and doesn't seem to pass it for some reason, like Conley in there, will look more better.
Yeah,
I think you picked up on that, but he should be in midfield rather than defence.
Absolutely, yeah. We were playing well. We were playing well up until really. Well, we were playing. I thought for the first half we played decent. I mean, somebody's already pointed out that their first goal was a bit too easy. We let them run through, but we got ourselves back in it. We could have had CJ Hamilton could have scored in the first couple of minutes when he hit the post, or that was a great chance. There was a ball that went through to Jerry Yates, and it was just a little bit too far, and it was superb. There was the penalty shout. Should the guy got sent off because it was last man standing? Should he have gone? Was it a red card, not a yellow? Was it a red card on the halfway line? All those things could have changed it. I think if we'd have got that second penalty and gone 2-1 up, I think it'd have been a different game.
I think it changed the atmosphere then as well.
Completely. Yeah, it just and them scoring right on a in injury time with a corner. It just we went in dejected then when we got ourselves back in the game, and I think that's what changed the game. The penalty for Jerry Yates, and I'll have to have another look at it, but it looked a penalty to me. I
think in that first half, we often pushed a bit in the first 15 minutes. Could see that goal, lost it a bit, and came back into it, got the equaliser. I don't think it was a worse performance in the second half where we kind of dipped. But we lose the ball, they shoot, and maybe that goes wide 9 times out of 10, but for some reason the shot just went straight in. Zoomed in. Like a worldie shot. Yeah,
I mean, they scored some great goals. I mean, it was a great goal, unstoppable. But their goal in the first half, really, if Thornley's there, I don't think he'd have had all the freedom at the park, just hit it. He hit it well, but where was anybody around him? He had a free hit at that ball. There was just nobody closing him down. There was nobody there. But say Thornley being injured, again, another player injured. Mia Madal says the BBC mentioned the ref, so he must have been bad. So even the BBC mentioned the ref.
There's another thing that seems fast, I don't understand how it happens, but every game, I think just before kick-off, which player we're going to lose today, because every game we've lost a player injured.
Yes, exactly.
In every game, we've got enough injured to play out.
It's unbelievable. When was the last time, really, you saw a player getting, well, there was that one, but most times they do not have players injured in a game, but we get it all the time. It's all the time. I mean, the good news was Keshi stayed on and he did, he was okay. But I didn't like the substitutions when we were 3-1 down. I thought we needed Bowler coming on 10 minutes before because, if anybody's going to do something. I would have kept CJ on and had CJ and Bowler going at them down each side. I thought, to try and get ourselves back in the game. But it was too late.
I did see, another thing I've seen today is how much we had in 15 games ago, what a difference would have made. I know he only just came on, but he did a run in the second half. Anderson,
yeah,
and he just showed what he's got in his lock. He went past a few players. I'm just thinking, we had you 15 games ago, mate.
I know.
It'll probably be a lot better now.
Yeah, indeed. Thanks for calling in, Wayne. Thank you very much. I know it's just it's miserable again, isn't it? But
we had a nice looking message from Preston at Middlesbrough. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yes.
He gives a nice looking message at the end of the game.
Oh right, okay. I didn't see.
That Blackpool get battered everywhere they go. They were singing that end of the game.
Oh, were they?
I'm sure they're ready for the next game to rub it in the wounds and the salt in there.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I'm dreading it, to be honest. Right. All right. Thanks a lot.
Okay, then.
Thanks. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hello, LeeCharlesTV. You're phoning a radio show, pal. What are you doing? You're phoning a radio show. What are you doing? Who are you? But nobody can hear you, pal. That's the thing. So stop messing about because you can't hear what you're saying. So do one. All right? Thank you. Right, that gets rid of him. Another knobhead phoning in. Damien says, never mind the great escape now, Lee. It's going to take a miraculous escape now, guys. Yes, indeed it is. Paul Chris says, on my way home from the Lincoln result, at least we are staying up. Well, that's good to hear. Well done. My life, my journey. Absolute garbage. Head tennis, hoofball, play the ball on the fucking floor. Ban all balls above the waist. Only head out for corners or crosses. Okay, yes. Michael Blackpool. All I kept thinking the second half was our new director of football put that Coventry team together. If he's back, that's a song. That's a song of our future team. That's a sign of our future teams. Keep the faith. Okay, indeed. That is a good way to look at it. Toby Larone says, I fear for Blackpool if they go down. Stephen Woolley says, I'm going to be a laughing stock in my own city. They let me down big time, Blackpool. Yes, they did. Toby Larone said the players look resigned to relegation. Yeah. Semi-Charl Life is here. Says, don't forget to smash the like button if you're enjoying the stream. Give it a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Yes, do like it and also give it a thumbs up, even if you're feeling miserable like we are and you don't really want to give anything a thumbs up. Sam Wilson says, a good 4-0 win for the Borough. Up the Borough. Got my fingers crossed for Pools to stay up. I think you need more than your fingers crossed, Sam. I don't think there's a prayer. Robert Foster says, hello, am I okay? No, I'm not okay at all. I'm miserable. It was terrible. Martley says, is it going to be tough? It is going to be tough, but it's not over. If Reading get the 6-point deduction, they're banging the mix. Lee, spot on commentary, are banging form. This was always a difficult game. Yes, it was. It was a difficult game. It was always going to be a difficult one. Injuries well and truly affecting the club. Yes, they are. They really are. Michael Blackpool says, it's not over yet. They punished us today and we deserve to lose, but there's still hope. Indeed, there is. Greg Coyston says, another Borough fan here. I hope you guys stay up. It's a shame the team can't show the same passion as the fans. Indeed it is. Indeed it is, Greg. It's shocking. Thomas Hines says, I hope that we stay up. I think we're on a bit of no hope and Bob hope, I think, at the moment. Kirby Star Warrior says, hey Lee, new time listener, I'm on my way back to Bristol. That second half performance was unacceptable. Indeed it was. It was exactly what I was saying in the rant earlier on in the week, that was the kind of performance. Well, second half in particular, I thought, we continued on much in the same vein as we did on Tuesday for the first half. I thought, we got ourselves back in it with a penalty and we were fighting and, the referee didn't do us any favours, not giving the penalty that we all think was. And, they go and get the killer blow right on half time. Stephen Wood says, can but try. Come on the pool. Kirby Star Wars, thanks for the welcome. Penny Lane's here. Hello, Penny. Good evening. I'm sorry we've kind of let you down again. I know you wanted us to do well. Servitor says Dougal is horrendous. Unfortunately, we ain't got anybody else. That's about all we've got. Avatar says we need to bring the young lads in. Yeah, maybe we do. Kirby Star Warrior says we can keep talking about what ifs, but the simple fact is that they looked a class above us today. Indeed, they do. And we looked, resigned to losing once we went, really from the goal on half time to go in 2-1 killed us. It really did, because we fought ourselves back in. Derek Nicholson says, I think Jerry Yates is a League One striker. To be honest, no goals in open play since October, and last season, very few goals apart from penalties. He's not really setting the world alight, is he? But, you can't totally blame him for it all. Gary Cronshaw is here. Evening Lee, Manchester City 2, Burnley 0. He says, probably. Kirby Star Warrior again says, we can moan about the what-if penalties and sending it off. The simple fact is they looked a class edge above us today. The result on Tuesday was a freak result. A new dawn eclipsed in 4 days. Indeed, it's gone, hasn't it? The moment's gone. Right, okay, we've got a call coming in. Let's answer that one. Hello? Hello, what's your name? Hello. We can't hear you. No. All right. Okay. That was gone. We can't. Well, no, couldn't hear him. Never mind. Yeah, it was a bit of a fluke result. It will probably be seen as a fluke result because it was, just as bad today as it's always been. It was no better, was it really? Kyle McCoy. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but Sky Blue Army, he says. Kieran Bain says, amazing things can happen in a small space of time. Well, they're really going to have to be something bloody special if we're getting out of this. Right, let's go into Facebook. Let's have a look. Is there anybody on Facebook? No, there is nobody on Facebook. So, yeah, just stuffing knocked out of us. They gave us a bit of hope, didn't they? We need to turn it on against Preston. We need to do something against Preston. Can the Preston game be the turnaround of the season? Can we go to Preston and do something and it just change the whole flavour of everything? I can but hope. I can only hope. There's some new comments. All right, somebody's phoning in. Let's. Hello. Oh, they've got. Marcus Wilde said it was mind-boggling subs today. Carey gives us nothing, and Fiorini should have never come off. Giving Bowler and Pervaded 10 minutes, frustrating indeed. It was just a waste of time, wasn't it? We're 4-1 down. You might as well not brought them on. What are they going to do in 10 minutes? Finley McCalman says maybe we should give Bez Labala a go. Our strikers don't score, so we have to look at all options. Well, he looked great, didn't he, pre-season? But he's never been given a chance, has he? I don't know whether he just doesn't figure in the plans. Right. Facebook. Stephen Huntley says evening, Lee. Ian Emerson says reality is we're just not good enough for the championship. Steve Huntley says Tuesday was obviously a false dawn. Questions must be asked about Mick McCarthy's team setup. I actually think we are good enough for the championship. We've shown at times we are good enough for the championship, but there's just something wrong with the mentality of the players, the way, whether we believe or we don't believe. I don't know what it is, but, we are at times good enough to be in the championship. Phil Thompson says ref bottled it, should have had 2 penalties and playing with 9 men. If it had been Medine with the elbow, would have been off. Absolutely. We've seen worse than that. Medine got sent off for less than that. That was worse than what Medine got sent off for. Sean Stanhope says, did not like the abuse Mick McCarthy got off some fans towards the end of the game. We're all disappointed, but the damage was done by Appleton. Let's hope the new sporting director can attract some quality players for next season. Indeed, Sean, let's hope so. Steve Huntley says, you say the wage bill... Well, I don't say the wage bill's gone up. Ben Mansfield said the wage bill has gone up. That was his defence of it all. The summer debacle was all because we spent more money on wages, and I wasn't happy with it. You say wage bill has gone up, but how much money has been wasted on signing and paying sick notes like Tribal and Bridcut? Lincoln must have been pissing themselves laughing. Not only did we take Crappleton, but then Bridcut as well. Not like we weren't warned. Right, got another caller coming in. Let's see if this Hello, who's calling? It is? Right, Chris, just let me put you on the show because I'm just talking to you obviously off air. So, okay, we have Chris coming in. What would you like to say, Chris?
I'm just gutted like everybody else today. It gave us a little bit of light, that win on Tuesday, and we just came crashing back down to earth today. There's a massive chasm between us and the rest of a lot of the teams in the championship. I think it's all down to finance. We just can't afford to stay in the championship. We don't have that budget.
Do you think then? It's a point I was kind of talking about with Jane after we met Ben and Brett, and they were saying the same kind of thing, really, that we are competing against teams with massive budgets, and it's kind of not fair, really. The whole financial thing is not fair, and we're also hearing now that Sheffield United, they're cheating the way again. Really, I mean, they should be deducted points for what they've done. They're spending, what do they say, for every £100 they're spending. For every £100, 150 that's going out, 100's coming in because they've gambled on getting in the Premier League, and they're doing everything at the moment, turning electricity off and everything, so they don't go into administration, so they can get in the Premier League and get rid of all the troubles.
Yeah.
But that's cheating.
It's massively unfair. But when you're talking about getting Bez Labala, who failed on a loan deal at Colchester back into our first team squad. Sorry, but I know
we're not the answer.
I know we're not the richest club in the championship, but we could have had more of a goal than what we have done. We've
rolled over.
I think our budget it's a League One budget. It's a League One budget.
It's 12 million. Apparently, it's 12 million. I mean, they did say. I think it's come out in the in the fans forum thing that they did that he's put in at the moment. Simon Sadler is putting in 2.5 million of his own money every year to keep us afloat because of the championship wages and obviously the money you get from championship. But if we go down into League One, it's going to cost him 5 million to keep it going.
Yeah.
So it's going to cost him an extra $2.5 million if we go down. So he won't have wanted to go down. But I don't think, if you remember, two things. When Valeri Bellicon came into the club, the first thing he said when he sat down with the fans was, "I'm going to get you into the Premier League in 5 years." And he did it in 4 years. And I remember when I heard him saying that, I thought, like, you're having a laugh, pal. There's not a prayer of us getting in the Premier League in 50 years, let alone 5. But he did it in 4. And when Holloway came in, he came in straight away and was talking about getting into the Premier League. You know, that's what he was talking about. And they put a £5 million carrot for the team, you know, to get in the Premier League. You know, they said, look, you know, we've got this offer for you. You're not going to get performance, you know, pay for the whole of the season, you know, appearance money. But if you forgo that, we're going to put a carrot up there for you. If you get in the Premier League, you're going to get $5 million. And all the players at first were like, what? You know, we're not going to get in the Premier League. But they bought into it because of Holloway's enthusiasm and Holloway believing that they were good enough to get in. And those players weren't like multi-million pound superstars.
But Lee, those players were a lot more talented than what we've got now.
Exactly. So but we didn't pick them up.
Boys, Kenny Dougal and Connolly and CJ Hamilton. You don't see. They can't trap the bloody ball. They can't do the basic. I love Connolly because he's got a great attitude and he's got hell of a work ethic. Yeah. But some of the basic mistakes you see, it's. If you did that on Fisher's Field on a bloody Sunday, you get criticised for it.
Yeah, so what I was going to say...
There's too many League One players in the Championship squad there.
Right.
There's too many. There's not enough quality.
So we need to find... I mean, this is the thing, isn't it, now? We need to find the quality players who can keep us in the Championship. But obviously we know we haven't got the money. So we've got to find, we've got to find these hidden gems. We've got to find the Charlie Adams. We've got to find the David Vaughan. I mean, David Vaughan was only 350,000. You know, Keith Southern, I don't think we signed him for a lot. Ian Everett wasn't millions. Casper's Gorks came for, you know, on a free from Latvia and all this sort of stuff. So
we did that with the scouting network. It must be, you know, a minute compared to what we've got now.
Yeah. So we need to change the way we're doing things, don't we?
But I'm just gutted. I just hope when we play Preston that we just get a little bit of pride back. That's I know.
All. Me too, and I'm going as well. I'm dreading it, to be honest. But
yeah, so am I. Not just because of the game, but because of all the policing that's involved with it and that. It's just it's a mare, that sort of fixture, but.
Yeah,
I'd love to put one over on them because I've never seen them beat Preston in the league. So,
have you know?
But let's just hope that we can just get a little bit of pride back, if nothing else.
Let's hope so. Thanks a lot for calling it. I know you. I'm as upset as you, mate. Honestly, I'm so down. Yeah. I can't. I'm smiling through the pain. It's so bad.
You're up and down all the time. And Tuesday, you just, you know, it was such a high, and then you go back to massive big low again.
Yeah, indeed. Up and down. It's a roller coaster, isn't it?
Well, definitely. Lee, whatever happens, I'll be back there next season.
Yeah.
So
will we. Thanks a lot for the call. Thank you.
Thanks, Lee. Cheers.
Bye. Hello. What's your name? Hi. Just let me put you onto the show because it's on mute. Right. Okay. Hi. What's your name? Sorry.
It's for Ben from Sunderland.
Oh, hi, Ben from Sunderland. Hi, yes, of course. Yes, you through this time.
We got robbed on Wednesday night.
You did
against Sheffield United.
Yes.
We're robbed. But I'll tell you what, mate. Today I haven't seen you, but you did well overnight against QPR.
Oh, we did great, but we're back. Yeah, but we're back to reality. We're back to reality.
Yeah.
We're not good enough.
I'm gutted for you for today, mind. I'm gutted for you.
Well, we all are. Thanks for that, and thanks for that. And
you know what, Lee? You need to what you need to start. What I'm thinking is right. you're too good to go down, mate, because you were a very good established team.
I know,
Blackpool.
but injuries again, though. Our centre half.
Yeah.
We're down to. We haven't got any centre halves. We finally got two. Playing and carried off. Not stretched it off, but limping off, so we lose a centre half, and that made all the difference. It made all the difference losing him, and he's been playing so well, Thornley, and it's just we cannot keep 11 players. Yeah, he got injured.
Oh dear.
So that's it.
That's not good.
No, it's not good, and this is how it is. The other week, Gary Medine, he's gone now. ACL ligaments, he's not coming back. So it's just nobody ever seems to walk off the pitch with an injury when they're playing us. It's just always us going off with somebody injured. So it's just.
Do you know what, Lee? You know what? I really feel sorry for you. I really do. I hope you don't go down, because end of the day, you were a good football team. I can tell by your voice last week, you had a rant last week against Bristol City. You know what I mean? Yeah. You were right to do that. Because end of the day, you got a rant and you got the coffee heard what you said, and obviously you won 6-1 the other night. Yeah. You can't go back to like chalk and cheese. 1 minute you play well, you put 6 past PPR. Yeah. And then you come back like against today, injury problems again for you. Yeah. But you're unlucky.
But QPR, to be fair, are not a very good side, and they weren't playing very well. And Coventry are playing very, very well. They are a team that's in form, and when you're playing a team that's in form and banging them in, it doesn't tend to go your way if they're on a roll. And we've all done it. We've come across teams that are just flying, and everything goes right for them. They could have been down to 9 men. You might have seen easily. Yeah, there was an elbow on. Well, I thought it was a punch actually, but there's an elbow on the halfway line, right in front of the referee, who immediately got his card out. He was right in front of it. Yep. He was pulling his card out of his back pocket the minute it happened, and he just gave a yellow. And if that had been us, that'd have been a red. That all day long. And then
it happens all the time for you, Lee. Happens to you all the time. And
and then we've got Morgan Rogers gets a penalty, and he's brought down in the penalty box from behind. He's brought down. We get the penalty, but really it's a red card. Because the last man standing, last man took him out. If it had been us, it'd been a red card. It was from behind.
Well, mate,
they could have been down to 9.
Right?
Yeah.
We're winning we're getting beat 1-0.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. Fair enough. Diallo came on, because he's been out for a couple of games, resting him and all the rest of it, right? Yeah. He got dragged back. No referee's going to walk away at the linesman get the penalty. Scott Oldham was a penalty. He wasn't going to give it. He walked away. His lineman flagged. He looked to get the penalty. He looked to give us a penalty. Right. He was not going to give it. No. He just walked away.
Unbelievable.
But today we haven't been playing well us at the moment.
No, you just got off the boil a bit. But you're safe. Yeah, we have. You're safe. You've done your first year back in the Championship, and you can build on that. Yeah. You're a big club. You'll build on that.
Good for you. When's your next game?
Where's Preston? It's Preston away. First
I'm
away.
Blackpool that day, and I'm going to watch it in the pub. And I hope you absolutely stuff them.
It's April Fool's Day. I don't know if we will.
Yeah, but come on, stranger thing happened.
Well, it could turn it could turn the season around.
It could do.
If we beat the Nobbers, it could. But I'm not banking on it.
I'll be in Blackpool in the pub, cheering on for Blackpool, and I'll be sitting in one of the pubs anyway.
Good man.
In the Tangerine.
Well, I'm going, so I'm going to the game. I've got my ticket, but I'm dreading it, so we'll see.
Oh dear.
Well, thanks for calling in, and thanks for sticking, watching us and suffering it with us. At least things are not too bad at Sunderland when you see the pain we go through.
I feel sorry for you, really do, and I'm gutted for you, Lee. I'm sorry, but I'm gutted for you, and I hope you turn it around for you.
Thank you.
Also, when I'm down, I'll probably catch up with you sometime. Okay. When I'm down.
All right.
See ya.
All right. See you later. Thanks for calling in. Thank you. Good. There we are. Even the Sunderland fans are behind us. There's a lot of other clubs actually follow our channel, and they're all rooting for us. Borough fans, even Nottingham Forest fans that follow the channel. Let's have a look at this. Ryan Bull says, I don't think the scoreline was true. I think you mean true, like a true reflection of the game. Felt when we were denied that second blatant penalty, it went, and I kind of agree with you. That was the moment, wasn't it? That was the game-defining moment. Gives a penalty there, we go 2-1 up, and it could have been all so different. Jamie Alex William Gardner says the referee bottled the second penalty appeal, in my opinion. You could well be right. I think he did as well. He'd given one, he didn't want to give two, but he should have done. It was a penalty. Gareth Gerrard says Rotherham versus Cardiff game abandoned due to heavy rain when Cardiff were 1-0 up. Yeah, that was a kind of a blessing for us. Very odd, wasn't it, how it got abandoned? Phil Thompson said he did corporate Millwall away once and it wasn't nice. Phil Thompson says we've got 4 winnable games left. P&E, Cardiff, Wigan and Birmingham. It's not over yet. No, it's not over yet. There still is a chance. What's that? I think, is that the club? Harry Wake says the club is run by amateurs. He saw that at the meeting. That's what he feels about it. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you too much on that, really, to be honest. Right, back to YouTube. We've got Marcus Wild. Yeah, I think mind-boggling subs today. Kerry gives nothing free and he should never come off giving ball and pervade 10 minutes. Yeah, we've done that one. Yeah. Huddersfield Town says, what do you think about the Huddersfield wins? It doesn't help us. No, it doesn't help us at all. But we can't just rely on you losing all the time. No, we need to win. It doesn't matter. You can win all you like, but if we keep winning, you can't get past us. But now you are past us, and it's now it's in your hands. But somebody says Rock 8, is that 8K8 says when the vlog's out, it'll be out. It's out to members of the channel as soon as I get it up, so I'll try and get it up as soon as I can, really. It's not. I normally get it up about 2 a.m, and then it's out at 11 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. 11 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Let's have a look. We've got somebody calling in. Hello, what's your name? Hello. Hello. No, can't. Nothing there. Vince Wigmore says, as a Coventry fan, feeling good tonight, but I hope you can pull away from the bottom. Like Blackpool's a club. What's happened to Josh Bowler? Delighted when he's not on the team sheet. Well, Mick McCarthy doesn't like him. They've fallen out, obviously, over something, and he doesn't play him, and it's just sad. It's really sad. He's the one player that could do something for us. Yeah, sorry, Rock 8. Yeah, it'll be out at 11 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Callum Cole says we'll beat P&A, we'll beat Cardiff and Wigan. Well, I hope you're right. I pray you're right. Yeah, it was a good result for Huddersfield. It's a great result. What's that? Did you go today, mate? Dennis Stoikov. Hello, Dennis. He says Bowl and Keshi looked good when they came on. Yeah, just a little bit too late. Right, let's try this phone call. Hello, what's your name? Right, okay, Alan, let me just put you on air because you're not on air. I have a thing now where okay. This is Alan. Hi, Alan. You rang me before. What do you want to say, sir?
Just with today, I mean, seen quite a lot of the posts on Facebook and things like that, and obviously a lot of the fans, obviously, let down. You can't really feel any other way than feeling down from today with what's going on. Just reminded me of your rant video as much as anything, Lee. I felt very strongly the same way when you released it. Completely agree. One positive I can take from today, to be brutally honest, is apart from obviously their third goal going in, and we kind of slumped then after that from what I witnessed. Yeah. But we kept fighting. And as a Blackpool fan, I'm more than happy with us at least just digging in and keeping going forward and keeping fighting. And I can only agree with what you said the other week. If we're going to go down swinging. Go down swinging, yeah. We've tried. We've lost today against very good opposition.
Yeah, they were good opposition. You know, they were a lot better than QPR were. I mean, that's a given. But I just thought that we'd carried on in the same vein as the QPR game. In the first half, we were great. And I think the goal on half-time, especially after, the referee denying the penalty and then them getting this corner at the end, I think it just knocked the stuff in. And we weren't quite as good in the second half as we were in the first half. And two silly goals, two giveaway goals really, killed us off, didn't it? I mean, they really were gifts. nobody gives.
This defence in all where you're exact. I think some of that as well.
But it's down to Thornley going off.
On our defenders to go up and really start doing some of the scoring.
Yeah.
I mean, from what the QPR game does.
Yeah.
But
we lose. We lose Thornley, don't we? Again, yet another injury. How it's like you can't believe it, can you? You cannot believe that another player has limped off injured. Yet again, it's just every game. They didn't have anybody limping off, did they? There's nobody limping off.
Does any other team have anybody limping off? I mean,
no.
It's become a real joke now. I mean, you can't blame the players directly, can you? But
it's just unbelievable.
But can we get any more bad luck? I'm wondering. Is there anything else?
I don't think there is. I honestly don't. It's mind-boggling, isn't it? Really. You just can't actually believe it's happening. I'm stood there with Jane saying, when he started hobbling off, I'm thinking, God, again, this is not. It's another centre half. We haven't got any centre halves.
We don't anymore. I mean, my wife was nearly in tears, and she was like, "Oh, I really like Judd as well. He's fought really hard to get into the side.
He's been playing so well.
As soon as he nails the place down, and then boom, the poor lad. And you just think, it's one of these things, but at least compared to, I mean, granted, remember, Coventry are in form side. They're trying to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, sure they are, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they've gone...
we've had ridiculously bad luck all season, and that's fair. And, of course, I completely side with a lot of the fans. It's really frustrating and what have you. But all I can say is if we go down, can we be one of them teams that boss it in the league below? I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
I think we've got to
at least go on and wonder every week and have an idea that you're gonna pick up 3 points rather than,
Yeah, indeed. We're not down yet, but that fat lady is certainly warming them vocal cords up to sing the song. We're getting so close to it. We're running out. We need to beat the Nobbers. We need to beat the Nobbers. I can
only agree with what you said the other week, Lee, is if we go down and we're at least trying to go for the kill, trying to go out swinging, throw that kitchen sink at them. Because, to be honest, for the first half an hour of today's match, we had them rattled.
Yeah, we
did. It was them that picked up the yellow cards initially because they kept going at them, and it were... And it's one of these things, of course, a top team, they're going to be a lot more clinical, as Marvin Pateta said. He said that's the difference in this league. You've got to be so clinical, and that's what he understood as well.
Yeah.
With attackers coming at him, kind of thing, and it's perhaps we're not just quite as clinical. I mean, it's that final third thing. We kind of fluff our lines sometimes, but.
Well,
what I'm saying,
CJ had a great chance in the first 2 minutes, didn't he? Really, he hit the post, but it was, he had a great chance. It was, he had 2 bites of the cherry as well to get it in and didn't get it in, and it was a penalty. I think it was a penalty against Cherry Yates.
Definitely. The second one was. Yeah,
so the referee, that goes in. We go 2-1 up. It's a different game, and
absolutely.
It's fine margins, isn't it? It's just fine margins. I can't be. I'm not as unhappy with them as I was against Bristol City. Let me just put that straight now.
Agree.
It was nothing like Bristol City, but you just feel like we just can't get the look, can we? We just can't get the look with injuries. We can't get the look with referees. Whatever it is, we just don't get it enough. Anyway, thanks for calling in. I'm sorry you're down, but we're all down.
Yeah, but like I said, can you go down? On your feet, you go down on your knees.
Go down fighting. Let's go down fighting. I'm with you all the way. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Let's get them. All right, Lee.
Bye.